Let me tell you something, there are things in this world we see and things we cannot see. Just because we don't see them doesn't mean they aren't real. There are battles being fought, protection being given, miracles happening in ways we will never fully understand. Some of you listening right now, you've had moments in your life, times when you should have been in that car accident, times when you should have gotten sick, times when you should have lost that battle. But somehow, some way, you were spared. That wasn't coincidence, that wasn't luck, that was God. And when God moves, He moves in ways beyond our understanding. He commands His angels to watch over you. Think about that for a second. Angels, mighty, powerful, heavenly beings, sent by God Himself to guard you. Not just someone else, not just the great men and women of faith, but you. You are not alone. You have never been alone. Every step you've taken, every dark valley you've walked through, God's messengers have been right there, fighting for you, standing beside you, keeping you from dangers you didn't even know were there. Psalm 91:11 says, "For He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." You are covered, you are protected, and it's time you start believing it. There is a spiritual reality beyond what your eyes can see. We live in a world where we focus so much on what's physical, what's right in front of us. But what if I told you there is another realm? A realm where warrior angels stand in the gap, where battles are fought over your destiny, where forces of light push back against the darkness trying to destroy you. You don't have to see it to know it's real. The Bible is clear. God has assigned His messengers to you. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear Him and delivers them. Psalm 34:7. That means when you walk into your house, when you drive on that freeway, when you're lying in that hospital bed, there are angels standing guard. Maybe you've never thought about it like that. Maybe you've been feeling alone. Maybe the weight of your struggles, your worries, your fears has made you think that God has forgotten you. But listen to me, He hasn't. He never will. He sees you, He knows you, and He has already sent help your way. Some of you've been in situations where things could have gone so much worse, but something stopped it. You didn't see a hand, you didn't hear a voice, but somehow a crash was avoided, a disaster was prevented, an outcome was changed. That was God sending His mighty warriors to intercede. And let's be clear, these angels, they are not weak, they are not fragile. They are not some fairy tale creatures floating around playing harps. No. These are warriors. These are heavenly armored soldiers carrying out the commands of the Lord Almighty. One angel, just one, killed 185,000 enemy soldiers in a single night. Isaiah 37:36. Imagine that power, imagine that strength, and now imagine knowing that power is assigned to guard you. That should give you confidence, that should give you hope, that should make you walk with your head held high, knowing you are protected. But here's the problem. Too many people are living like they're fighting their battles alone. They think it's just them against the world, just them struggling, just them carrying all the weight. But the truth is, if your spiritual eyes were opened, if you could see what is really happening, you would see that you are surrounded. You would see the presence of heaven standing guard. And I'm here to remind you, you don't have to be afraid. The enemy wants you to feel alone. He wants you to believe that there's no help coming, that you're weak, that you have no backup. But that is a lie. The Bible says in 2 Kings 6:16, "Do not be afraid, for those who are with us are more than those who are with them." The servant of Elisha thought they were surrounded by an enemy army, until God opened his eyes, and he saw the mountains filled with chariots of fire, angels ready to fight. I don't know what you're facing today. I don't know what battles are raging in your life, but I do know this. You are not fighting alone. You have a heavenly army that has been assigned to you. You have God Himself watching over you. And if God is for you, who can be against you? It's time to start walking in faith. It's time to start walking with confidence, because you are guarded, you are covered, and no weapon formed against you shall prosper. The world we live in is far greater than what our eyes can see. There is a spiritual reality all around us, moving, working, shifting things into place. And part of that reality includes the messengers of God, His angels, sent to carry out His will. Some people struggle to believe in angels because they cannot see them, but faith is not about seeing, it's about trusting what God has already spoken. The Bible is filled with evidence of angels, these divine warriors who move at the command of the Almighty. Psalm 91:11 tells us, "For He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." That is a promise. That is not a fairy tale. That is the word of the living God. If He says His angels are there, then they are, and they are watching over you even now. Some of you have had moments where you felt something, an unseen force protecting you, a strange peace in a chaotic moment, an impossible rescue from disaster. That was not luck. That was not coincidence. That was the hand of God moving through His angels, protecting you, guiding you, making a way when there seemed to be none. Think about the stories in the Bible. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were thrown into a blazing furnace, sentenced to burn alive. But when the king looked in, he didn't see 3 men. He saw 4, Daniel 3:25. The Son of God was with them, and they were not alone. Their chains were gone. The fire did not touch them. God had sent His protection. And what about Peter, locked up in a prison, bound in chains, guarded by soldiers, no way out? But in the middle of the night, an angel showed up. The chains fell off, the prison doors swung open, and Peter walked free, Acts 12:7-10. What seemed impossible became possible because God sent help. You need to understand something. When you are a child of God, you are never walking alone. God has assigned angels to walk with you, to guard you, to stand beside you when the enemy comes against you. And these angels, they are not weak, they are not passive, they are warriors, they are mighty, and they are ready to fight on your behalf. When King Hezekiah prayed to the Lord for deliverance from the Assyrian army, God didn't send a human army to defend Judah. He sent one angel, just one, and that angel wiped out 185,000 enemy soldiers in a single night, Isaiah 37:36. Imagine that. One angel carried the power to destroy an entire army, and you think your situation is too big for God. You think He has no way to rescue you. Think again. You need to know that every time the enemy rises against you, every time you feel surrounded, every time the darkness presses in, heaven is already moving on your behalf. The Bible tells us about Elisha and his servant, trapped in the city of Dothan, completely surrounded by an enemy army. The servant panicked. He thought they were doomed. But Elisha, he wasn't afraid. He knew something his servant didn't. He prayed, "Lord, open his eyes so that he may see." 2 Kings 6:17. And when the servant looked again, he saw what was really there. The hills were filled with chariots of fire, with an army of angels standing guard. The enemy thought they had them outnumbered, but they were the ones who were outmatched. The power of God was surrounding His people. That's the truth you need to hold on to. It may look like you're alone. It may look like you're losing. It may look like you're backed into a corner with no way out. But what you see is not the full picture. If God were to open your eyes to the spiritual realm, you would see that you are surrounded by His protection. You would see that there are angels positioned all around you. You would see that you are not fighting your battles alone. The forces of darkness want you to believe that you are abandoned, that you are on your own, that you have to figure it out all by yourself. But the Word of God says otherwise. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him, and he delivers them. Psalm 34:7. He is watching over you. He is sending help. Even when you don't see it, even when you don't feel it, even when the situation seems hopeless. Think about Daniel. He was in agony, praying and fasting, crying out to God for answers. But for 21 days, he heard nothing. It looked like his prayers were being ignored. But what Daniel didn't know was that the moment he began to pray, God had already sent an angel with the answer. Daniel 10:12. But that angel was stopped. The prince of Persia, a demonic force, stood in the way, trying to delay the answer, trying to keep Daniel in confusion, trying to block God's messenger from reaching him. But listen to me, when God sends a word, when God sends an answer, when God sends deliverance, the enemy can't stop it. The angel fought for 21 days, but when he needed backup, God sent Michael, the archangel, the commander of heaven's armies, and the enemy was defeated. That's what's happening even now. Some of you have been praying, crying out to God, asking him for help, for a breakthrough, for deliverance, and you feel like nothing is happening. But what if I told you that your answer is already on the way? What if I told you that the enemy is just trying to delay it, but God is already sending reinforcements? What if I told you that there are warrior angels fighting for you right now? You cannot give up. You cannot stop believing, because help is already coming. And when God moves, nothing can stop him. The enemy would love for you to believe that angels are just a story, that they are just a myth, that they are irrelevant to your life. But that is not the truth. The truth is that angels are active. They are moving. They are intervening in your life in ways you don't even realize. And when the devil comes against you, when he tries to take you out, when he sends every attack to break you, to weaken you, to destroy you, God is already steps ahead. His angels are already in position. They are standing guard over your home. They are blocking the enemy's plans. They are fighting on your behalf. So stop walking in fear. Stop living like you are unprotected. Stop believing the lies that you are alone in this battle. You are surrounded by the armies of heaven. You are guarded by the forces of the Almighty, and no weapon formed against you will prosper. Isaiah 54:17. The same angels who fought for Elisha, who rescued Daniel, who led Peter out of prison, who defeated 185,000 soldiers in a single night, they are still moving. They are still fighting. They are still watching over you. You do not have to see them to believe it. You just have to know who your God is. You just have to trust in his promises. You just have to walk in the confidence that heaven's armies have already been deployed on your behalf. And when God sends his messengers, nothing can stop them. Nothing can stand in their way. Nothing can keep them from fulfilling his will in your life. So walk boldly. Walk in faith. Walk with the assurance that you are protected, you are covered, and you are never, ever alone. Angels are not just warriors in unseen battles. They are also messengers, protectors, and guides in the daily lives of those who trust in the Lord. They are constantly at work, moving between heaven and earth, fulfilling the commands of the Almighty. Some people go through life unaware of this divine protection, thinking they are alone in their struggles. But the truth is, they are never alone. The Bible tells us in Hebrews 1:14, "Are not all angels ministering spirits sent to serve those who will inherit salvation?" That means God's angels are not distant, indifferent beings. They are sent on assignment for you. They are moving around you even now, watching over your steps, shielding you from dangers you cannot see, and ensuring that God's purpose for your life is carried out. There are moments in your life when things could have gone horribly wrong, but something, or rather, someone, stepped in. That near miss on the highway, that sickness that could have been worse, that voice in your spirit telling you to change your path. Do you really think those moments were just coincidences? No. They were the unseen hand of God working through his angels, guarding you, guiding you, protecting you. Psalm 34:7 says, "The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him, and he delivers them." That means right now, as you listen to these words, the angels of God are positioned around you, standing guard, ensuring that what the enemy meant for harm will not prevail. Angels are not only protectors, but also messengers, bringing divine guidance when God speaks into our lives. Think about Mary. When she was chosen to bring the Savior into the world, it was the angel Gabriel who appeared to her and declared God's plan. Luke 1:26-38. When Joseph was confused and considering leaving Mary quietly, it was an angel who appeared in a dream and reassured him, telling him to stay and raise the child. Matthew 1:20. God has always used angels to bring his word, to give direction, and to provide clarity in moments of uncertainty. Some of you have been searching for answers, wondering what to do next, asking God for guidance. And while you may not see an angel standing before you like Mary or Joseph did, don't underestimate how God speaks. His angels may be arranging circumstances, leading you to the right people, placing an idea in your heart that wasn't there before. God is always speaking, and his messengers are always moving. There are times when you might not even realize that you have encountered an angel. Hebrews 13:2 tells us, "Do not forget to show hospitality to strangers, for by so doing, some people have entertained angels without knowing it." Think about that. Some people have met an angel, spoken to one, received help from one, and didn't even know it. That stranger who appeared out of nowhere to help you in a crisis, that person who gave you an encouraging word at just the right time. What if they weren't just a person? What if they were sent straight from heaven? God moves in mysterious ways, and his angels are active in ways we don't always recognize. But whether we see them or not, one thing is certain: they are always working. But here's the problem. Too many people are living in fear, as if they are walking through life alone. The enemy wants you to believe that you have no help, no defense, no one standing in your corner. He wants you to focus on the darkness, on the chaos, on the uncertainty. But fear is a liar. Fear tells you that you are vulnerable, that you are defenseless, that you have no one fighting for you. But God says otherwise. The word says in 2 Kings 6:16, "Do not be afraid, for those who are with us are more than those who are with them." You see, the enemy will always try to convince you that you are outnumbered, but he is wrong. He is always outnumbered. The forces of darkness do not stand a chance against the armies of heaven. Elisha's servant thought they were surrounded, but when his eyes were opened, he saw the chariots of fire, the heavenly warriors who had already been deployed. And if God could do it for them, he is doing it for you. The greatest weapon the enemy has is fear, because fear keeps people from trusting God. Fear keeps people bound. Fear makes people forget that they are protected. But listen to me. Fear has no power over a child of God. You do not have to live in anxiety about what is coming next. You do not have to fear sickness, financial struggles, betrayal, or the attacks of the enemy. Because when you walk in the presence of God, you walk with the armies of heaven by your side. Psalm 91:5 says, "You will not fear the terror of night, nor the arrow that flies by day." That means, whether it's an attack you see coming or something unexpected, you will not fear. You will stand strong. You will trust that the same God who protected Daniel in the lion's den, the same God who delivered Peter from prison, the same God who sent an angel to strengthen Jesus in the wilderness, that same God is fighting for you. The enemy will try to whisper lies into your ear. He will tell you that you are weak, that you are vulnerable, that you are outmatched. But the truth is, he is the one who is outmatched. He is the one who is fighting a battle he has already lost. Revelation 12:7 tells us that there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back, but they were not strong enough, and they were cast down. Satan lost, and if he lost in heaven, he is losing on earth. Every time you stand on God's promises, every time you trust that you are covered, every time you refuse to give in to fear, you are reminding the enemy of his defeat. Some of you have been struggling with fear for too long. Some of you have been walking around with anxiety about the future, about your safety, about what's coming next. But hear me, you are protected. There are angels standing guard over your home. There are angels watching over your children. There are angels surrounding you at work, on the road, in the places where the enemy thought he had access. You are not alone, and you never were. God's protection is not something that comes and goes. It is constant, it is unbreakable, it is unstoppable. The same angels who shut the mouths of lions for Daniel, who led Lot out of destruction, who strengthened Jesus before the cross, they are still moving today, and they are moving for you. So do not be afraid. Do not let the lies of the enemy take root in your heart. Do not allow fear to steal your peace. The forces of darkness want you to forget who you are, but I am here to remind you, you are a child of the King. You are protected. You are guarded. You are never, ever alone. Heaven's armies stand ready. The battle is already won, and victory is already yours. Walk in faith, walk in confidence, and know, without a doubt, that God's angels are guarding you wherever you go. There are so many misunderstandings about angels, and the enemy would love for people to believe the wrong things. He doesn't want people to know the truth about God's mighty messengers, because when you understand the power and purpose of angels, you begin to walk in boldness instead of fear. One of the biggest misconceptions is that angels are these soft, gentle, delicate beings floating around aimlessly. But the Bible tells us differently. Angels are powerful warriors, created by God to execute His will. They are not weak. They are not passive. They are not little figures with wings sitting on clouds. They are mighty, and they obey the commands of the Lord alone. Some people think they can command angels, that they can summon them or tell them what to do. But angels do not serve human will. They serve God. Psalm 103:20 says, "Bless the Lord, O you his angels, you mighty ones who do his bidding, obeying the voice of his word." They do not follow our voices, they follow his. That is why prayer is so important, because when we align ourselves with God's will, his angels are dispatched according to his purpose, not ours. Another dangerous misconception is that angels should be worshipped. This is a lie that has deceived many people, leading them to focus more on angels than on God himself. But the Bible is clear, angels are servants of the Lord, not objects of worship. When John fell down to worship an angel in Revelation 22:8-9, the angel immediately stopped him, saying, "Do not do that. I am a fellow servant with you and with your brothers the prophets. Worship God." Angels do not desire worship. They exist to glorify God and carry out his will. Anytime someone starts focusing more on angels than on the one who created them, they have already stepped into dangerous territory. Our faith should never be in angels. Our faith should be in the God who sends them. Angels are simply messengers. They are warriors. They are protectors. But they are not God. Some people also believe that when a person dies, they become an angel. That is not true. Humans and angels are completely different creations, and they serve different purposes. Angels were created by God as spiritual beings with specific assignments. They are not former humans. They are not spirits of our loved ones watching over us. When a believer dies, they go to be with the Lord, but they do not transform into angels. Jesus himself said in Luke 20:36 that in the resurrection people will be like the angels, meaning that we will no longer be bound by the limitations of earthly life, but we do not become angels. This is important to understand because the enemy loves to spread confusion. He wants people to replace biblical truth with sentimental but false ideas. The truth is, angels are always working, but they are working for God, not for human desire. They are here to protect, to deliver, to fight, and to carry out God's plans. But they are not here to be worshipped, commanded, or mistaken for lost loved ones. So how do we make sure we are walking in God's divine protection? How do we ensure that we are positioned to receive the full benefits of the angels He has assigned to us? The answer is simple: prayer. Prayer is the key that unlocks divine intervention. It is the weapon that calls forth heaven's armies to move on our behalf. The Bible is filled with moments where people prayed and God sent angels in response. Daniel prayed, and an angel was sent. Peter's church prayed, and an angel broke his chains. Jesus himself, in his most agonizing moment in Gethsemane, prayed, and an angel came to strengthen him. Prayer is powerful. Prayer is the connection between heaven and earth. It is through prayer that we invite the supernatural power of God to move in our lives. But here's the thing. Prayer is not just about asking God for things. It's about aligning our hearts with His will. It's about trusting that He knows what is best. Some of you have been praying for something and you feel like nothing is happening. But let me tell you, something is happening. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not real. Remember Daniel? He prayed for 21 days before he got an answer, but the angel told him, "From the first day you set your heart to understand and humbled yourself before your God, your words were heard, and I have come because of your words." Daniel 10:12. That means the moment he prayed, the answer was sent, but there was spiritual resistance. Some of you are in that 21-day period right now. Some of you have prayed, and your answer is already on the way, but there is warfare in the unseen realm. You must keep praying, you must keep believing, because God's angels are already fighting for you, and your breakthrough is coming. Another way to walk in divine protection is through faith. Fear is the open door that allows the enemy to attack, but faith is the shield that stops every fiery dart. Ephesians 6:16 tells us, "Take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one." That means faith is not just something we have, it is something we use. It is a weapon. It is protection. The moment you choose to trust God instead of fearing the enemy, you activate the power of heaven in your life. Some of you have been letting fear control you for too long. You have been letting worry dictate your decisions, but today is the day to make a change. Today is the day to say, "I will not live in fear. I will not let anxiety rule my life. I will trust in the Lord, and I will walk in the protection He has promised me." And let me tell you something. When you truly walk in God's protection, you will see His angels move in ways you never expected. You may not see them with your physical eyes, but you will know they are there. You will see the evidence of their presence in the way situations shift, in the way danger is avoided, in the way peace fills your heart even in the middle of the storm. You will begin to walk differently, speak differently, think differently, because you know that you are surrounded by divine protection. The enemy may try to come against you, but he will not succeed. No weapon formed against you will prosper. No attack of the enemy will take you out, because you are covered, you are guarded, and you are never alone. So today, make a decision. Make a decision to stand in faith, to pray without ceasing, to trust that even when you don't see it, God is moving. His angels are surrounding you, His warriors are fighting for you, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can separate you from His love, His protection, and His purpose for your life. You are not forgotten. You are not vulnerable. You are not defenseless. You are a child of the King, and the armies of heaven are standing at attention for you. Walk in confidence. Walk in faith, knowing that you are not alone. You need to start trusting that even in the moments when you feel surrounded, God's angels have already been dispatched. The enemy wants you to believe that you are outnumbered, but just like Elisha's servant, you need to have your eyes opened to the truth. You are surrounded by the armies of heaven. Fear has no place in your life. Worry has no place in your mind. Anxiety has no place in your heart, because the God of angel armies is on your side. And if God is for you, who can be against you? No attack of the enemy will prosper. No plan of the devil will prevail. No weapon formed against you shall stand. You are covered. You are guarded. You are protected. And it's time for you to start living like you know that. So here's what I want you to do. Start thanking God for his angels. Start thanking him for the times he protected you when you didn't even know it. Start living with the awareness that you are not walking alone. And above all, start seeking God first. Because when you seek him, when you abide in him, when you stay under his covering, his protection will never leave you. I don't know what battles you're facing. I don't know what struggles are weighing you down. But I do know this. God is fighting for you. His angels are positioned, ready to move at his command. And you will never have to fight alone. Walk in faith, walk in confidence, and know that heaven is already moving on your behalf. You are protected, you are guarded, you are never alone.